Hello, I'm Danny Koontz, Director of Relationship Management for Windy City Equipment. Welcome to FM Corner. Today's topic's going to be third-party providers. Do you need them? Yes or no? How do you answer the question? Third-party providers, the Service Channels, the Corrigos, the EcoTracks of the world. Companies out there, lots of chain restaurant companies use one of those companies or others that are out there to help them with the management of their repair and maintenance program. The question becomes, I as a facility manager, do I need them? When do I need them? Well, the thing you have to look at is, when does the repairs and the maintenance being done in your restaurants get too difficult to control? When do you lose touch? In a former career in working at Ruby Tuesday, when I got somewhere between 400 restaurants and more, it became too difficult to track. It was too hard. We were making mistakes, not making good decisions because we didn't have enough information. So we entered an agreement about the time we had about 400 locations. You have to kind of decide what's best for you, but when does it become the time that you can't keep up? What does a third-party company do? What's the platform? Well, it's an opportunity for you to kind of change from a phone system of, I have a problem, I call a vendor, he comes out and does the work, to a tracking mechanism that a work order is put into the program, it's received, it's tracked, there's a set of rules that go along. Is it a standard call? Is it a regular call? Planned call, or an emergency call, all of which have different response times, which you set up. It also has NTEs assigned to it so that when the vendor comes out to do the work, he sees what the NTE is, and he is not allowed to bill you more than the NTE without asking for approval. And you ask for approval on the front end versus after he's already done the work, and you get surprised with a bill that you thought should have cost $500 and it cost $1,000, and he's already done. This system helps block that and stop that from happening. If the vendor needs to spend more than the NTE, which maybe is $500, he makes a request. You have to be prompt in either approving that or not, well, hopefully while he's still on site, so that he can complete the job and you can manage the budget. The other thing that one of these third-party providers does is it helps you build a history of what dollars have been spent in a particular restaurant on a particular piece of equipment. So you can see, what have I spent in the last year, 18 months, whatever it may be, that would help you make a decision of, am I going to put more money into it to repair it? Or maybe it's a situation where I would be better off to buy a new piece of equipment. That information is there. Your question may be, oh, my vendors are going to hate it. No, they're not. Not your good ones. Your good ones are probably doing it for several other companies anyway. They like it because it's a protection for the vendor. They put in, this is when I showed up on site. This is what I did. This is what I found out. No more of, hey, the guy's been on the roof for 3 hours. I don't know what he did. I don't even know if he's here. Well, you know when he's here because he checks in. You know when he leaves because he checks out. He put notes in the system of what needs to be done. I wasn't able to fix the oven today because it needs these following parts. The parts are going to be quoted and will be sent over tomorrow for the restaurant to approve. So the manager calls you as a facility manager, goes, he didn't fix the oven. I know that. He didn't fix the oven because he couldn't without our approval. He will be submitting a quote. We will review the quote. We approve the quote. He will set up a time to come back. So for your good vendors, it's a protection as well. It helps them. It helps show that they're delivering the value that you want. If you happen to be maybe a new facility manager, or you're a facility manager, left one company and came to another, and maybe they don't have a vendor network. Most of the third-party providers have a vendor network that they associate with or partner with that they can recommend to you should you need them. Each customer is different. In my particular phases, I didn't need vendors. I already had vendors. I needed a way to track the dollars and what was being spent and how to make good decisions. But someone else, they may be taking over new territory. They've never been in that territory. They have no idea whether the existing vendors are good or not. So through their process, they can reach out to that third-party partner and get a list of who the vendors are who do work and how highly they are recommended. Because most vendors do a service card for that third-party provider of how well they have done. And the better they do, obviously, the more recommendations they're going to get. So you can use it for that platform as well if you so choose. You have the ability to do, a lot of folks do asset tracking, where you put numbers and models with your pieces of equipment to help you track it even better. Maybe you have a huge location and you have 2 ice machines. Well, if you do asset tracking on both those, you have a number. So you know that whatever the repair that's being spent, which ice machine that goes to, or which fryer it goes to. So you can track the dollars exactly to that piece of equipment, and it helps you down the road find out what's in my building and where the dollars being spent over time. It helps you look at regions of the country. Are the highest volume restaurants I have getting the right amount of attention? Are they getting too much? Are they getting too little? Is my money going into lower volume restaurants that maybe aren't making a profit, maybe coming up on a lease renewal and maybe closing? Maybe I need to divert those funds and look at going a different route and spend more money maybe in the higher volume locations. So it gives you that opportunity to look at and see the picture of where is my money going. You know, do I have too much money in this particular vendor's area? Is it too much? Do I need to back that off a little bit? Maybe bring in a secondary person to help the workload or whatever's going on. Maybe that's a particular issue and there's more restaurants or more opportunities. The vendor's great, but he can't keep up. Maybe I need to help him bring somebody in. So it's the opportunity for you as a facility manager to manage your portfolio, track it any which way you want to. You can do as much or as little as you need to, but you track the process and your team is able to track the process. For the restaurants, they can go in there and look and they see the status. Now, it takes a little while to build trust to that system, but it allows them to see where they stand on any particular project at any amount of time. And it allows your team to manage better. Gone are the days of, well, when's the tech going to be here? I don't know. I'll call him. He didn't answer. He's on a job. When he calls me back, I'll call you back. And everybody's frustrated because you lose valuable time. This is a system that puts that information out there for you and lets you know and lets you keep track of what's going on. Vendor said the parts would be 5 days. Today's only day 3. Okay, I'm going to give them 2 more days and see if they hit the target in which they promised and then go from there. If they don't come in day 5, then I'll make a service request to ask for an update or whatever. But this is what they said, and I'll manage to that. So it helps in all those ways, and it also gives you one clear place to put your information. So as a facility manager, look at the time. When do you start seeing slippage? When do you start seeing the time when I can't manage or my team can't keep up with all the things that we're doing, or I can't track the dollars as I want to? And then reach out to a couple of the third-party providers, interview 3 or 4, and then decide which one fits what your needs are the best. They all have strengths, they all have pieces. Most of the portfolios are close to the same of what they promise, but pick which one works for you. Talk to your peers in the industry. Who do they use? Why did they choose a particular provider? How did it work for them? So that you can make the best decision. That's it for FM Corner today. I'm Danny Koontz. Thank you so much for listening. Look forward to the next episode.